What is so great about the state of South Dakota? South Dakota, South Dakota. So usually when I hear people react to me living in South Dakota, they're like, "Why do you live there?" It's like, you know what? People live in the Midwest too. Yes, it's a flyover state, but it's a very important state. Okay, anyway, I went camping this summer, and it was in the Black Hills in South Dakota, kind of where Mount Rushmore is. I think you guys know what Mount Rushmore is, right? But anyway, so I was camping in the Black Hills in South Dakota, and there was this gentleman camping there, and he had this really nice camper. I know I'm not supposed to say the word camper because that's kind of like an old school world. You're supposed or word. You're supposed to say what are you supposed to say? Like not RV. Oh, so you're supposed to call it a coach. Yes, I was like taught this correct, politically correct vocabulary by my aunt who now resides in a coach. So anyway, he was driving this really nice coach, and he was from Pennsylvania, and he was telling me about how his state of residence is actually South Dakota, not Pennsylvania. I think it was Pennsylvania. But anyway, and I've heard of this before too, like because my aunt does this as well. She was from Minnesota, but reside like her state of residency is South Dakota. And I wanted to get to the bottom of like why are all these people from around the country, choosing to have their state of residency be South Dakota, even when they maybe spend like a week here a year. And so yes, digging down, it makes a lot of sense. So, and this applies to my world. I'm interested specifically in the divorce industry. That's what my career focuses on. And residency in specific states makes a huge difference in how it impacts your divorce and therefore your life for the next, it could be 18, 20 years. Um, so the reason why these snowbirds are choosing to file for residency in South Dakota is because South Dakota doesn't have a time restraint on how long you have to live here before you apply for residency. So these people are staying here for maybe a night or a week. They're getting a receipt from the campground that they're staying at, and then they're applying for residency in the state of South Dakota because we don't have income tax. Hello, South Dakota, South Dakota. That is so awesome. So they can claim that they reside in South Dakota, not pay income tax, and then spend the rest of the year traveling around the United States, or I don't know, being someplace else. So it really is a smart financial tactic to take for people who are trying to maximize or minimize their taxes and just being creative with that. How it affects my world in divorce is, someone who wanted to live in South Dakota could file for a divorce here and not have lived in the state before. So, I mean, talk to an attorney. You can't, I mean, that strategy may not work for you, but that's kind of the angle of why I'm interested in how people are using residency and kind of like the creative approaches that they're taking to it. So yeah, there are actually, I have another friend here that has a business that caters to these snowbirds who reside in South Dakota but spend the vast majority of the year elsewhere. So they help you with like the paperwork. I think that they like forward your mail and help you with all of like the insurance type, the logistical stuff of making that happen because it is thinking outside the box, and I'm sure that there are different issues that pop up with it. But yeah, I mean, there's businesses that have popped up to cater to those types of people. So anyway, just a creative little thing to keep in mind, if that may ever apply to you in divorce or in retirement. So remember to give the video a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel to get more informational topics on divorce and maybe some other creative ideas about things like which state of residency you choose and how that can affect your taxes. And sign up for my newsletter. It's on divorceowl.com/opt-in. Divorceowl.com/opt-in. Keep your chin up because you are an overcomer.